All right, welcome one and all to this Off the Rails Sports Podcast. I am your host, John, and if you could kindly hit that like and subscribe button, it means a lot to us. We are going to recap all the things in the world of sports on Friday, June 13th. Quite an eventful day in the world of sports. And let's start out with the association. Indiana's up 2-1. They're at home playing OKC to go back there, hopefully up 3-1. And it was a war. It was definitely a battle for the ages. OKC came out on top, 111-104. I don't know who wanted it more, but boy, they both played really, really well. Unfortunately, somebody has to lose. Shea, the MVP, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, scored 15 of his final 35 points in the final 4:38, which was amazing. He played great. He hit all his free throws. I will say this, I don't think he was the MVP of the game. Jalen Williams had 27 points, but to me, the MVP of this game was Alex Caruso. He only had 20 points, but in the first three quarters, every time that it seemed Indiana was going to pull away, was going to put a dagger in it, and get a hammerlock on this series, Alex Caruso hit a three, had a defensive play, he had a block, he had a rebound. He played amazing. And you know that trade they made last offseason for him, if they win the title, that was the moment. Caruso won this game. I mean, Shea, yeah, he was hugely important, don't get me wrong, but instead of being down 20 points, they were only down 10 going into the fourth quarter, and Alex was just magnificent. He was just all hustle. And I remember back to the day being in Los Angeles when he won the title with the Lakers in 2020. And he left as a free agent. You know, the guy wants to get paid, and the Lakers pretty much decided they weren't going to sign him, you know, financial reasons, things like that. And LeBron was supposedly up in arms about that. He really wanted to keep Caruso, and I didn't really understand it. I thought he was just fawning in the papers, so you know he didn't look like he was the bad guy. Wow, this guy is something else. This guy is the real deal. He is just a spark plug on a spark plug, and he was just incredible tonight. And like I said, if they win the series, it's going to be because of him. Siakam contributed 20 points. Halliburton, a very quiet 18 points for Indiana. We go back to OKC, tied 2-2, and boy, Indiana's got to figure out a way to win a second game in OKC. And I will say this, if you're a Pacers fan, don't be disheartened because Indiana is not scared of this team. I know the odds before this game were Indiana was plus 200, but man, I'm telling you right now, they can go into OKC and win a game. This is not a lock, but this is playing out quite similarly to the Denver series where, you know, OKC was down 1-0, was down 2-1, and it tied it up at 2-2 and won in game 7. I could definitely see a 7-game series here, that's for sure. All right, let us move on to the U.S. Open in golf, if you are a golf fan. Oh, one other thing about the OKC game, you know, I like to gamble, and the line was anywhere between 5 and 5.5, you know, and they hit those last second free throws, and win by 6 or 7, excuse me. And you're just sitting there just going, oh man, I hate the NBA. I just hate the NBA. Oh, if you had Indiana and you had the 5 to 5.5, I'm telling you, for 59 minutes and 50 seconds, you thought you were the winner. I mean, it was just crazy. All right, let's go to U.S. Open Golf. Sam Burns is your leader at the halfway point at -3. Only one of 3 players who is under par. That course is a beast. John Rahm was the betting favorite after round 1. He shot a 5 over. And here it goes to show you where this course was. Tristan Lawrence got to 6 under. First guy in the tournament to get to 6 under. The next 7 holes, he had 6 bogeys and a double bogey. I mean, you will get humbled before man and God in golf on this golf course. Phil Mickelson brightened my day up by missing the cut. He choked late. As far as I'm concerned, I hope this is his last U.S. Open. I got nothing for that Saudi loving mother effer. DeChambeau, surprisingly, I thought he was going to overpower this course. I thought he was going to be a real threat. He did not make the cut. Scotty Scheffler, the pre-tournament favorite, and a tournament favorite like you really rarely see at plus 275, at plus 300, when usually a really big favorite is plus 800, plus 900. He is 4 over. I don't know. Are him and Rom out of contention? Both at 4 over, 7 back. This course, it could happen. If they can shoot a 67, they can do something like that. Anything can happen. All right, let us go to talk about what happened in Major League Baseball. Pirates beat the Cubs 2-1 in 10. Paul Skeens, just amazing in Wrigley Field. 16 innings with no earned runs. He did not get the win. Santana did for Pittsburgh, 2-1 with a 1.8 ERA. And it's just a shame to see Paul Skeens just doing so amazing, and he's just not getting any support. Marlins beat the Nationals 11-9, and Phillips gets the win. We have the Phillies blanking the Blue Jays 8-0. Phillies kind of getting off the snide there. Suarez gets your win, 5-1 with a 2.3 ERA. It just seems like they were just having a little midseason swoon in Philadelphia. Orioles miraculously got a win, but of course it helps when you play the Angels. They won 2-0. Morton, the $12 million bust, actually got another win. He's 3-7 with a 6.0 ERA. And, when you're as bad as Baltimore, you just got to keep running that guy out there. God, that must be tough for the fans to watch that train wreck. Tigers beating the Reds 11-5. Monteiro getting the win for the Tigers. He's actually 3-1. That's not bad. Not bad at all. The Red Sox in the game of the day. Crochet was just amazing. He went 8 1/3. Brian and I disagree. Brian's about, hey, make him go longer, whatever. They were up 1-0. Then Judge hits the home run in the ninth. Ties it up. We have to go to extra innings. The Red Sox Dupervale, they have the American League leading 7th walk-off win, which was pretty damn impressive. We shall see how this series. The Red Sox, they just don't seem to be able to beat anybody until they play the Yankees, and then they always win 2 out of 3. Whitlock got your win. The Rays beat the Mets 7-5, kind of a surprise there. The Rockies were up 4-1 on the Atlanta Braves, and then they realized they're still the Rockies. They end up losing 12-4. The Rangers, gotta love baseball. They beat the White Sox 3-1, and Garcia got out of a bases-loaded jam in the bottom of the ninth, and they turned back the White Sox. God, baseball. That's why literally baseball managers age quicker than the president. I'm telling you, man, there is never an easy day. The Astros scored 10 runs again, second time in June. They beat the Twins 10-3. Gordon got the win, 2-1 with a 4.7. Excuse me. We got the Athletics beating the Royals 6-4. Severino. Nice to see you. Signed that big contract. The 3-year, $67 million deal. And what do you get for that? You get a 2-6 record with a 4.47 ERA. Yeah. Finally, the A's spend some money and they get that. Brewers beat the Cardinals 3-2. Peralta gets your win. Freddie Peralta, finally. 6-4 with a 2.6 ERA. It's amazing, these really solid pitchers. You would think they'd be a little more outstanding in their record, but it doesn't seem to be happening. Diamondbacks beat the Padres 5-1. Padres coming off losing that series to the Dodgers. Nelson got the win. He's 3-2 with a 4.1 ERA. Mariners bouncing back quite a bit. Beat the Guardians 7-2. Vargas gets your win. And finally, in the nightcap, hallelujah, the Los Angeles Dodgers go down to defeat at their hated rivals at home against their hated rivals, the San Francisco Giants, 6-2. Now, check this out. The Giants are 41-29, and the Dodgers are 41-29. With all the hype, you would have thought San Francisco would be way back. Yeah, hey, welcome to first place. Logan Webb gets your win. All right, that's it, my friends. If you can, hit that like and subscribe button. It means a lot to us. And we'll see you soon on Off the Rails Sports Podcast.